today we're talking about vehicles, all those vehicles in your dreams. Thanks for joining the Dream Interpreters. I'm Jendayi Harris, and this is Kurt Johnson. And planes, trains, automobiles, what are they saying in your dreams?
I like vehicles. Vehicles are typically an impetus to get us from one place to another. And the type of vehicle that you travel in or drive or pilot will tell you how you get there, how fast you get there, and by what means. So if you get from one, like if you're driving a car, it's talking about getting from one place to another.
In your life, right?
Yeah,
so
in your
according
life.
to your life purpose and your
Absolutely.
life destiny.
Yeah, could be also vocational, but
And vocation.
Yep. But when you're on, say, a train, it's something that's fixed and on tracks. So that could also be talking about a vocation, but you're on one fixed path. There's not a lot of movement to the right or to the left.
And yeah, so it's also important to look at who's in control of that car, who's driving the car, and who's in your car. I mean, I've had dreams where other people were in my car that need to get out of my car, right?
Yeah.
Because your car is about your purpose, your destiny. It also looks at what's going on in your life, as Kurt talked about. So your car is trying to tell you something about what's going on right now in your state of being. If your car is parked, for example, that tells you something with what you're doing, or if it's the train and it's on tracks, or if it's a plane and a plane is bigger, it has a ministry, it affects other people and passengers in a greater way. But who's in your car does matter, who's driving does matter. If you have an invisible face driving, I've had dreams like that where it could indicate God's driving your car, the Holy Spirit's driving your car. I had a car dream, so funny, hilarious, where the car was driving without me.
By itself.
And I was concerned. I said, oh my goodness, this car is driving. Who's going to get the car? And it was on a straight path. I mean, no one could stop the car. And then I prayed, and it was like I was able to somehow get caught up. And what the dream was telling me was exactly what was happening with ministry at the time. I was being told, wait. And God's like, no, honey, get in the car. We got to go. And I need to be in that car. He was driving the car. And it seemed fast to other people, but it was time to go. You know, It was a great dream, really edifying at the time, very validating, and needed that dream. And I've had other dreams where there was some stuff in the car that needed to, some weird people in the car that needed to go. And isn't it, do you ever see when you have a dream of a new car, like a fresh new car? I've had people have dreams like just a brand new car or
That's
a
right.
motorcycle.
That's
You know,
right.
what is that saying?
Or a bicycle.
Or
Yeah,
bikes.
So like bicycles
harder.
are. That's
harder.
right.
It's
You are
harder to
going.
navigate.
You are going under your own power. So when
Under
you're
your
riding
own power,
that's right. When you're riding a
keywords.
bike, for example, to work in your dream, could be talking about using a lot of your energy to forward your career. It's a lot easier to ride in a car than a bicycle.
For sure.
Yeah.
And the types of cars.
That's
I mean,
right.
and the color of the car matters of what you're doing.
Absolutely.
If it's not your car, when your car gets stolen, when your
Yep.
car gets stolen, that's telling you
It's a
something.
bad
That
thing.
something, it's not. Something is off in your life. Somebody's coming against your destiny, and usually by somebody. When I say somebody, I'm usually meaning a spiritual warfare type issue. May not be an actual person, so that needs to be in there as well. And yes, I remember someone in my life having a car of a really brand new, spanking new BMW, top of the line series. I mean, just loaded up with every goodie there was, and how exciting that was for in his life of what was coming for him, that it was good in his blessing. So yeah, it can mean a lot. Motorcycles mean individual mission, can mean some adventure happening in your life and destiny at the time. So can be very much of an adventure, of a ministry, of a personal ministry, a personal time in your life where you're reflecting on yourself or working on yourself is what a motorcycle can mean. How about trucks? How about those big
Monster trucks?
18-wheelers,
Oh, semis.
Yeah, semis.
Absolutely. Yeah, those things carry a long haul. They carry a big load for a long time. And actually have had several semi dreams where I'm backing up semis that are empty to loading docks. So that's telling me that I'm getting ready to load something that's valuable, but it's going to get to its destination kind of through a long haul process. It's
Yeah.
not a FedEx situation at all.
Like the
So
motorcycle could be,
that's
right?
right. That's right. And also
Awesome.
the type of vehicle
Hmm.
could be an indication of the personality of the person.
That's right.
Things that people dream are often things they like. I mentioned 747s and jumbo jets in an earlier edition. And if you're dreaming a lot about motorcycles and you love racing motorcycles, driving motorcycles, there's a reason that you're.
Please take a safety class.
That's
Okay.
right. Use a helmet. But there's a reason that you're dreaming all of that.
Yeah.
And if you dream multiple times, it doesn't necessarily mean the same thing in the same dream for the same person.
Right, for sure. So that symbolic context, yet again, can show up here with vehicles. Anything else you want to share about vehicles before we wrap up?
Well, it's important to pay attention to what type of vehicle, what color of vehicle, if it's moving, if it's standing still. Another thing about dreams is cars can fly. So if your car's flying, that means one thing. And
Like
if,
what?
well,
What does a flying car mean?
well, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang comes to mind.
Okay.
So if Dick Van Dyke is driving your car and it starts flying, no, it's talking a lot about having something in your vocation that's taking off that may be very surprising to you. A lot of times the symbols in dreams, they're a little confusing because in real life we apply this logic that we use every day. But if we apply that logic to dreams, then we'll be totally confused by a flying car.
Yeah, for sure. And the standing still part, just stagnation could be there, or waiting, or moving fast, meaning you're getting there fast, but then watching for turns and sharp turns, or if it's turned around, or if you're driving on the wrong side of the road. All of this matters and is telling you something about where you are in your life. Thanks for watching.